about this song was
Love
that
that.
Hell is for Children is this.
the incarnation of this song happened when we were in New York, and Roger Capps, who was our bass player for many years there, we were reading, there was a serial article that came out in the Times for a couple of weekends. Neither of us had ever heard about this happening. We didn't experience, I didn't know anybody that...
Are you talking about sort of
abuse.
Being abused.
ritual abuse or just kids being abused?
Just anything, any
Okay.
part of abuse. I mean, kids got spanked. I never heard about the horrors of like abusing children. I mean, we grew up in like really good families, you know what I'm saying? We didn't know any of this stuff. And I was horrified. So what do I do when anything influences me like that? I just start writing. Like I write, I write. And when we got most of it, Roger wrote, of course, Roger wrote a lot of it as well. And when we handed it over to Spider, we said, can you make the pain in these words happen with that guitar? Can you make this arrangement, do this? And he said, give me it. And that's what we did.
Well, melodically, it was a whole scope. It was meant to start off real somber.
Yeah.
And then it gets, then you start getting a little angry, and then you're really off.
Yeah.
That's kind of the...
Well, it worked.
It worked, yeah.
In the beginning, we had two things happen, which was really interesting. We had the religious right boycotting our concerts.
Okay, I didn't know this part.
They were
Yeah.
protesting outside.
Because you were calling out child abuse.
Yes, you know what
No,
Ted
yeah.
Cruz just did, right? You know what he did? Ted Cruz, I don't know, a couple of months ago,
A year by now.
maybe it is, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's talking about Biden and, and blah, 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 Biden's this, and he's like the evildoer and all this kind of stuff. And he said, he said, picture Biden howling at the moon, having Pat Benatar sing "Hell is for Children." I was like, you.
It said it literally, like hell is for
Literally.
children.
So this is why the religious
is
right
ridiculous.
boycotted. They protested at our concerts.
They burned the records.
In the meantime, while this was happening, we were getting bags of mail. Our post office was like, "What do you want us to do with this?" It was like being Santa Claus. That's how much mail we got from people.
Like yourself.
What you just said.
Yeah. It's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Now, of course, with things are talked about so openly. In fact, just to give you some relatability, when I started talking about child abuse in my songs in the early 90s, I was accused of using it as a marketing gimmick.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
And then and even to this day, it still happens, not so much anymore, but people will ask me to qualify the abuse.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
They'll say,
Like how
that's
bad was
ridiculous.
it?
how bad was it? And I said, well, nobody tore my arm off and beat me over the head with it, but are we doing the abuse Olympics? Like,
Yeah, like-
am I supposed to win a gold medal?
Yeah. What amount? What amount?
Yeah, I even had a horrific experience where a family member, I told this person about a lot of stuff that I'd been through, and they gave me a book about a boy who was horribly abused. I think it was called like A Boy Called It or something, and the abuse was like, it was so shocking what this poor child went through. And but I remember reading the book and thinking, okay, that happened to me. There was stuff in there like, you go days without food or being locked out of your house in the cold, all these weird, and I was like, okay, that happened to me. And